Hola from the west side. It is me, DC, the Purple Diva. Welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I hope everybody's doing good in the quarantine. Those of you who are not, not working because of your industry or whatever, and those of you who are adjusting to working from home. I know we had some more interesting things happen today. There apparently is some stupid dude who tested positive. And this person didn't care and went out to Walmart. I'll let that marinate for a minute. I don't know what state they were in. Doesn't really matter. But a person tested positive and knowingly went into a Walmart and potentially exposed other people. So this is what people are doing. In the midst of, what's going on, you still have people who have very, very ugly spirits. And I also saw that one of the people who is really, really ill right now from this corona is a 34-year-old paramedic, a Black woman in New York. And they have her sedated and on a ventilator. And hey, Emmanuel. Yeah, everybody's up in the clouds right now, I guess. It says it's 6 people here, but it's just me and you, Emmanuel. And then today in California, the mayor of Los Angeles has declared that Los Angeles is just days behind New York. In other words, in days, they're going to reach where New York is. Meanwhile, in DC, 45 wants things to be starting to go back to normal by Resurrection Sunday. He says Easter. I don't do Easter. Resurrection Sunday. So that's where we are now. And I don't honestly know if the parts of the country that have been really affected could really do that. I don't know if it's right for the rest of the country, because unbeknownst to us, this can be spreading everywhere right now. We have no idea, because people aren't really obeying the social distancing a lot of people weren't doing it. They finally are like shutting down like the parking lots that are adjacent to the beaches in California, but they're not shutting down the beach itself. So they can still go to the beach. Yeah, he's under some delusion, though. He's under the delusion, some kind of false hope, maybe, that in 2 weeks it's going to be, and that's less than 2 weeks, because see, people are now secluded, people are forgetting. But this Sunday coming up is, I believe, Palm Sunday, which means the next Sunday, 2 weeks from now. So I don't know how he's going to do that one. I don't see it happening. Not with the infection rate going up. And I mean, and the thing is that you don't know who's going to just get cold-like symptoms or flu-like symptoms, and who's going to get this really bad respiratory type. They have no idea who's going to get what. So the fact that more people are getting it, and some people who are testing positive have no symptoms, some people do. It's crazy. And I'm not sure if I'm not sure if 45 is being realistic. Now, of course, they're still trying to get through this patching together, I guess, package of money. Still hadn't passed completely. Maybe it happened tonight or sometime, by tomorrow. Of course, he's worried about the economy. He cannot afford a recession. So he's trying to think of everything he can to keep it from happening. But this is biological, dude. I mean, he's throwing medicine at it. And I don't know if that's the right answer. But for some people, staying home probably is the best thing to do for a little while. But that's only if employers are paying. If the employers can't pay for people to be at home, then I don't know how long that part's going to last. So now they want to start shoveling money, and it's not going to be that much money to most people. If you make over $75,000 a year, you don't qualify. Your household doesn't qualify. Hey, DOD. So, but, and those of us who are working, like for right now, a lot of people were going to get raises. Now they don't know if they're going to get raises this year, and a lot of different things. That's why I'm saying it's really a good time, if you do not have multiple streams of income, to seriously be thinking about them. I know YouTube probably won't bring that much money for any of us, but it can be a stream of income. So if you're working on watch hours, keep working on those watch hours. I know I am. I'm working on them. You know. And when I get to 2,000 watch hours, the halfway point, I'm going to have a party. A virtual party, that is. In the social distancing time. Hey, Zero. You had something earlier, but you removed it or it went private. I know a lot of people are having problems live streaming today. I don't know if it seems to only be a problem if you're live streaming directly on your YouTube platform. People don't seem to, well, I had a little glitch getting into StreamYard, but StreamYard apparently is not having issues on YouTube or on Periscope, but they are having issues on Facebook today. But I've been in several lives today that kept stopping and starting that were directly on the YouTube platform. So I think there were some issues today. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I was wondering because I saw that you had put something up and then, but it wasn't there. So. One second, guys. I'm still here, but I'm walking because y'all know I with this quarantine, I'm cooking at all times of the day and night because we're always eating. We're always eating, but I can afford to gain some weight. I can afford to gain some weight. I think that's it. I can afford to gain a little weight. I think a lot of us are going to gain some weight. I know I'm starting to gain a little bit. Not much because y'all know I'm the skinny girl. I'm the skinny girl. It's going to take more than a few weeks in quarantine for me to gain more than like maybe 2-3 pounds. And I'm tall, so 2-3 pounds, nobody will see. I have to gain like 25 pounds before anybody would notice that I've gained any weight. And I don't think that's going to happen. Hey, Miss Pamela. Hey, Matt. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really paying attention to 45 and what he thinks is going to happen, and because I don't see how anything is going to happen in 2 weeks, at least in those parts of the country where we've shut everything down, okay, because of the high contagion rate. I don't see how California, Washington, and New York are going to be able to, come out of shutdown in a couple of weeks. I don't see that. I mean, businesses are still operating somewhat, but like in the city that I'm in, City Hall is shut down. Anything you're doing with City Hall is over the internet because the mayor is positive. So that shut down City Hall here. I just have to laugh about it, guys. It's funny to me. Because that same mayor didn't want to close the schools in his city. You see what I'm saying? That same mayor didn't close the schools in his city. They're closed now, but that didn't happen until after he himself himself, tested positive for the coronavirus. That's the part that's funny to me. I'm still here, guys. I'm just across the room. So I'm talking a lot louder. And I'll be back over there in a second, but I gotta get something out of the pan. So that people can, other folks can eat. But I'm on my way back over there right now. But yeah, with this corona, or COVID, or rather COVID-19, with this COVID-19, I think it's going to be a much more serious. And I don't think that they're going to be able to start doing business as usual in 10 days. I'm trying to think of, what states can do that. Maybe, places like Montana, Wyoming, where there's not a huge population, maybe. Maybe up in the Dakotas, it's not affecting Alaska. Has anybody heard about anything hitting Hawaii? Haven't heard anything about Hawaii. So maybe those areas of the country. But most of the metropolitan or areas where there's larger populations, there's some people who are contagious. Really, Miss Pamela? Wow. Wow, a teenager? That's not good. See, because they're saying that we don't have to worry about it with kids. That's what they're saying. A $20 trillion lawsuit. Wow. That's, I don't know how they're going to do that. Oh, Hawaii got locked down? Yeah, but but that's what I'm saying. I don't think they had any cases. But yeah, it would be, I would see that they would be locked down because they didn't want nobody coming in there from China. I know. I love the cloud watchers. It's okay. Smash that like button though, please. It doesn't bother me that I have cloud watchers. I don't have a drama-filled chat. So it's fine. You have all the people that come down into the drama chat. And do you know that the ugliness is still going on around YouTube while this is going on? While people are, sitting at home, some of these people don't have nothing better to do than to do crazy stuff, talk about people, dox people, dumb stuff. It's like, really, y'all? Hey, Terry. Of course, Antarctica's not Everything's frozen down there. No droplets can travel like that. They'll freeze. And there's very low population on Antarctica. But now Spain is starting to spike up, which makes sense because they're right next door to Italy. The UK is spiked up. You know, I mean, every continent is hit very hard except for Africa. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing that the largest continent has not been hit that hard. You know, like I told y'all yesterday, when 45 locked down the United States, Africa kindly told every United States citizen that was over there on tour, visiting, or whatever they were doing, you're no longer welcome here. Go home. Go home. So my dad came home. He's now in the 14-day quarantine because, you know, he had to come through Europe. And his job is closed down indefinitely. And they recognize that although he is a healthcare provider, he is in the high-risk group. So therefore, even when he does go down back to work, if he does, he'll be doing, you know, that virtual stuff probably. Now, that's one thing that the medical community has gotten on board with a long time ago, and it's a good thing. But like in a lot of industries that could be done remotely from home, we're not prepared to do this stuff and to bring all of their employees to their houses, because in a lot of instances you have to think about that means if the person didn't have internet at home, the company has to foot the bill for that. They got to make sure that they've got enough machines. And think about in the pandemic, everybody's trying to grab for the machines. So a lot of people were left short. Oh yeah, I believe that it is too, Pamela. That's what I believe that it is. I mean, even though there are people out still, there's not as many people out. It is reduced dramatically. You know, I mean, most of my neighbors are home now. You know, and you know, you can go. The only stores where you see cars are like at the supermarkets or Target or Walmart and drugstores. Everywhere else is pretty much, you know, like your Marshalls, your Old Navies and stuff, nobody there. And now they're trying to figure out if gun stores are considered essential. So some gun stores are closed, some aren't. So I told people, and I tell y'all, if you can get a firearm, it's probably the time to do it. You know, nope, it's no need to panic. You know, if you know, get it. You know, wait the whatever the period of time is. Go through whatever check it is, but have yours on order. Pick it up. and then wait the week or whatever it is you have to wait and have it. You know, they're still doing social distancing at the gun stores. They're making people stand outside, 6 feet away from each other, and then they're only letting a couple of people in at a time so that they have the social distancing. So I say do it if you need to. I'm not saying, go and do something crazy, but I'm saying, use your right while you still have it. That's all I'm saying. It is natural in the gun stores, but they were trying to, people were trying to say that they shouldn't be exempt. Well, how can you say that a person's right to bear arms is not essential? It's not an essential service. I think it's an essential service. I think it's an essential service. Especially since places like where I am have let all the non-violent offenders out of the county jails. They all back home. So nobody's doing anything crazy yet. But we're only in the beginning of the second week of people needing to be home. And they're slowly, tightening, what it is and is not open. Hey, Angel. I know. That's what I'm saying. To me, the right to bear arms is essential. So therefore, gun stores are essential. So that every citizen who wants to can do so. We don't have a problem with going in there, filling out the paperwork, you making sure that, we're not whatever it is, however it is that they decide. But it's interesting that, I'm hearing about gun stores closing. And I told you guys. I told y'all. Hey, up in the unicorn. So I don't know if that's happening in other areas of the country, but in California, Southern California to be specific, yeah, some are closed. Now, of course, the ones that are in the more affluent areas, like, I don't know, Glendale, California, are still open. It's just, some of the other ones that are maybe in not so affluent areas may not be open. So you might want to start looking around if you're in California. Because you do have waiting period in this state. Now, I haven't heard about this happening in Texas or, Florida or, states where they are a little bit more liberal with the gun ownership. But I'm just saying, if it starts happening one place, it's going to start happening other places. Because news like that starts to travel. In Indiana, yeah. So y'all are good. I'm sure they're not closing there. And I'm just like, when they said this, I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, what do y'all mean? I'm like, why? Why do you feel a need that they should close? Why should they not be essential? People have a right to bear arms. We have a right to protect our homes. We don't know how long this is going to go on. And many of us were already thinking about it. And those are the people who are now out there doing it. It's not people who are rash going out there. A lot of people, most people who don't own a gun have thought about it and have been thinking about it. And they're like, you know what? I should go get one now because of what's going on. So this is just making them be more proactive in their decision. Up at the unicorn, stay your behind in the house, and I want you to get well. When are you supposed to know what's going on? Are you supposed to know by tomorrow? Because it's supposed to tell you like in a day. Hopefully they'll let you know by tomorrow. But you gallivanting across the country, girl. I was worried about you being out there gallivanting around. But you said you were already feeling this before you even went on your trip. So that would mean that you already had the symptoms when you were home. Okay, tomorrow. Yeah, she was gallivanting. That's what I said. She was gallivanting around the country. She was doing her thing though. To be young and single, and to be able to do that. So that's all good. That's all good for her. I'm across the room again, guys. Getting somebody some food. Getting some food. But it's, you guys, we all have to take extra care of our health right now. Seriously. Because like I said before, and I'm not even talking about getting, really, really sick. You don't want to be sick at all right now. Because the health situation, the health workers and the health industry are in a panic right now. They're in a major panic. I mean, those of you who listen to Uppity Unicorn's channel heard about her ordeal. And she's in one of the 3 hardest hit states. So can you imagine what it's like for other people who are going in? And then you have a lot of hospitals that don't have the proper, N95 masks. Hey, Tatted Hearts. Very much true, Darren. Exactly. And really right now, percentile, the state of Washington is really leading based on its population with cases. But nonetheless, 45 thinks that he can start to open back up the country by Resurrection Sunday. So does that mean that churches and synagogues and mosques can start to congregate again? Does that mean that you're going to open it back up all the restaurants and stuff? You're going to let people travel all over the country and just move this thing everywhere? Doesn't make sense to me. And it's like he's fighting with his medical advisors in regards to this. He wants it to be this way, but it's not going to be that way. It's not going to be that way. I hope so too, Miss Pamela. I know it's like right now people are like, I want to eat. We don't even want to get a cold. You know, now, of course I have medicine in the house. I have Tylenol, I have ibuprofen, the ibuprofen. I have aspirin. But I also have ginger tea and, herbs and stuff. Hey, Miss Mahogany. So, I think, for a lot of people are starting to not be so crazy about the food. Even though I still can't find eggs. But all the trucks apparently are now coming into Long Beach with a lot of our stuff. So I guess the Southern California grocery stores will be restocked this week. Isn't it interesting when things like that make the news? Yeah, I don't think anything's going to happen by Easter. But, hey, that's what 45 wants. And I'm like I said, maybe he can open up Montana and Wyoming. Oh, and did you hear what the governor of New York said today? He said that there may be people who have already left the state, gone someplace else to get away from it, like to the Carolinas or down to Florida. And they may have been carriers. So now they're spreading it in another part of the country. Isn't that special? So that's what's going on now with New York. Now they're concerned that people have left the state, gone someplace else, and carried it someplace else. So that means people who may have come through the airports and flown out someplace else. People who got in their cars and drove away. People who got on trains. Took, as they're now calling it, the Rona with them. Oh yes, that's right, Saturday. Saturday, Darren and DOD are going to be having a debate about 45. I'm coming because I want to see this. Oh yeah, cannabis is soaring in sales here, y'all. So is alcohol. Liquor stores are running out of wine and spirits. Everybody sitting at home, drinking and getting high, I guess. You know? But as I said yesterday, California is not the only state where cannabis is legal, nor is it the only place that people are going around looking for it. And those fucking Colorado, they're out there doing their thing too. Same thing with Washington. It is what it is. You know, I guess people don't have anything else to do. Maybe it's to relax their minds, to help them to de-stress, I guess. Who did they catch, Mr. Mahogany? No, you're not talking about that Walmart dude that I was talking about at the beginning of the broadcast. Yeah, some dude tested positive for the virus. Tested positive. And then went out to Walmart and exposed whoever was in that Walmart to his being positive. He didn't care. So he exposed them. You're going to have people like that. Oh yeah, there are going to be people who, thank God I'm not in that number. I can just have fun. But those of y'all who are in the baby bearing years, sitting at home, y'all gonna be making some babies. It's gonna be some 2020 babies. So let's see. They'll be born like what? Let's see. This is March. Yep. So December and January and February of next year. Yep. Glad that's not gonna be me. I'm glad I work from home too, Darren. But I need to add to my work from home income. I was talking about, you know, the things that you were speaking about, and then also King Wage is also talking about a different type of way to have a passive income. It's all about multiple streams of income. And really, to be truthful, we each should have 7 streams of income. You know, so you can have a job or your business and then 6 more. And you want most of them to be passive income because you don't want to be working for all of these, you know, forever on all of these. You want some of them to be ones where you only have to do the work for a period of time to build it up. So you really want to look for passive streams of income. You know, it's too late to jump on the Bitcoin thing. But this crypto thing might be something that people might want to look at because in certain instances, like the one that King Wage is talking about, it's backed by gold, like real gold, that you can tangibly put your hands on if you so choose. And it's a way to get into the gold market. So I'm looking at that. I'm looking at that as one of my forms of income. But if you weren't thinking about multiple streams of income before, you know, do it now. Even if you are retired, like some of the people in the audience may be. It's always nice to have income, additional income coming in that you don't have to work for again. So, yeah. Now, see, I'm in the process of working on getting my California real estate license. I'm gonna, do all the coursework and everything online, and then just go and sit for the test. Should pass it. I passed the insurance test. I used to have my insurance license in this state. I never sold insurance. I just had it because I used to do Primerica. So I went down there and passed the test on the first go. It was so easy. It was really easy to me because of my years of working in the industry in mortgage lending. But digital real estate, you're talking about like, yeah, I think that might be similar to what King Wage is talking about, Darren. Have you gone to any of his live streams in the last couple of days? Because he's had, I guess the person who brought him in on just telling people about it. And I have the link, so I just haven't gone in and set my account up, but I'm going to. Too spicy for you? I'm sorry. You want me to fix something else?
No.
Okay. How did I meet King Wage? I think I met him through Soul Alchemy. I think I met him. He was on Soul Alchemy's platform, and that's how I connected with him. But he cooks a lot of vegan stuff. He does like live streams where he's cooking and stuff. But this was when he was talking business. Yeah. I think I posted the live stream that I was in yesterday or the day before. I posted the link to that so people could look at the replay of it on my community tab, Darren. So take a look at that, because, I'm going to say this. Sometimes we as Black people are more hesitant about doing stuff. I know you are not. That's why I'm telling you, go take a look at it. But this is something that it's not going to take a whole bunch of money going in, and you basically decide how successful you want to be, or if you just want to use it as a way to buy your own. I think it's called Carrot. Okay, so they reached a deal. So I hope everybody has gone out and done the 2020 census. Matter of fact, I'm going to post it on my community tab, the website. It's 2020 census.gov. 2020 census.gov. Only takes 15 minutes. Be counted. Well, then we don't know how this money is going to really now be disseminated. The last thing I heard is that the income cutoff for the working American was $75,000 and below, and that they were going to extend unemployment from 26 weeks to, I guess, 52 weeks or something, to a whole year. Yeah, the 75,000, I guess, is per household. I'm imagining that, or maybe the head of household. I don't know. Because my son technically doesn't work, so his income, his Social Security doesn't have to be counted. Yeah, I don't know if it's 75,000 per person income cutoff or the household, but the way that they're saying it is that like a household of 4 would get something like $3,000. So I guess they're assuming that that's 2 parents and 2 kids. So there's $1,000 for each parent, for each adult, and $500 for each child. How they figuring that $3,000 for a household of 4, 2 adults and 2 kids. And then I guess if it's just 2 adults, it's just $1,000 for each one of them. Or if it's 3 adults, because adult kids count too, apparently. So it has to be per person. It has to be the cutoff of can't be for the household. Because one person could make $75,000 and everybody else could make nothing. Or, you know what I mean? Or that 75 could be split between everybody in the household to come up to it. So I don't know how they're doing it. I guess we'll get the details. But, I think we all need to be wise with any money that we get, if we get money. And use it to invest in yourself and not put it back into the economy like what they want you to do. But money's not free. So that's why you want to invest it in yourself and multiple streams of income. You know, I'm not saying take it all and do something like that, but take a little of it and do something like that. So that the next time something like this comes around, you are even more prepared. I mean, having multiple streams of income has us all in a better position, that if things like this happen and it cuts off maybe one source of income, that's not your only source of income. You got somewhere else where money's coming from. And you want money to be working for you, not you working for the money. And most of us are working for our money. So most of us want to get some money that's working for us, and we're not working for it. We want to be like you when we grow up, Darren. I know they did it. They did it. You know, so a lot of people, and $75,000. I mean, that's really not a lot of money. I mean, is that the gross? Is that the net? You know, are they talking about $75,000 based on what you made last year? You know, for all of us who haven't filed our taxes yet. That's what I told people. And let the people tell you to hold off till July, file your taxes. If you don't think you owe them any money, file your taxes. Do not wait. Do not be part of that bottleneck. So you've got extra months to do it. If you don't do it by the 15th of April, do it by the end of April. But get it done before July 15th. Don't wait around for that. Because some people are already getting their money. Do you not understand? In the middle of this pandemic, they have filed their taxes and they're getting their checks. The IRS wants you to wait. Don't do it. Mm-hmm. So it's per household. Yeah. So that means that a lot of Americans don't qualify for it, I guess, you know, or it's the ones who, you know, aren't working right now, but that's what they usually make. Their household would make. So if you're continuing to make your money and it's more than $75,000, they feel that you don't need this. You know, but $75,000 for a household of more than one person is not a lot of money. You know, it's not. Shoot, $100,000 for a household of 4 is not a lot of money. Not today, unless you live in Billings, Montana. You know, or up in the Dakotas, like Bismarck. But if you live in a lot of other places where you would think that that's a lot of money, it's not a lot of money. Even in what people consider the poorer areas, still not. Hey, Heaven Sent. You know, but we'll see how this works. We'll see how this works. We'll see how many people actually get these checks. Now, see, when Obama sent out that money, it really what it was is all he did is extended unemployment. So all of us who lost our jobs, we just kept getting our unemployment checks, like for years. Some people got it for a couple of years. So I don't think this is going to be that kind of party. I think this is just going to be, those who are on unemployment, they're going to get their unemployment extended. And then the people who are working, if they make $75,000 or less, will get those little checks. And then everybody else is, oh, well, we'll see what we can do for you. Maybe they have something for the people who are between 75 and, I don't know, 200,000. Because I don't know what their cutoff is for who they think is wealthy. Is it people who make over $100,000? Do they think that they're wealthy? Or is it 200? Or is it maybe $250,000? Because I know a lot of people that were making in those areas, they're not rich. They're still middle class. Now, when you start going to 300,000, 400,000, yeah, that person's rich. Their husband or wife or significant other doesn't have to work unless they want to. Oh, and there are companies that won't be matching people's 401ks this year because of this stuff. Some people aren't going to get their annual raises, or their raises are being delayed until later in the year. Some people's salaries are being cut. All because of this, and because of how this global pandemic has affected the stock market and businesses that depend on the stock market, which is a lot of businesses. A lot of businesses. So a lot of stuff is traded. Real estate's traded. Travel company, the airline, they're on the stock market. Healthcare providers, pharmaceuticals, everyone's on the stock market. But today, the stock market had its best year, had its best day in 87 years. 87 years. None of us were even alive the last time the stock market had a day as good as today. Heck, my daddy wasn't even alive. So he's going to use that to, of course, pat himself on the back again. Because I told y'all, every time we see this man he's patting himself on the back. I know. And so you guys have to think about it. We know that they have that little money in there for the American people, but what's being given to the businesses? Are they going to bail out the healthcare industry? Are they going to bail out the travel industry? And apparently the auto industry is in trouble again because of this. Because people can't go to work. So they can't build cars. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to come on so you guys can see me. Because we over an hour. Hey everybody. How you guys doing? Everybody staying healthy. That's what I want y'all all to do. Stay home and stay healthy. Those of us who work from home, we are thankful for that. because we were already prepared. Didn't matter to us. And, thankfully, my company was able to shift the majority of our staff, not just those of us in the United States, but we have staff in other countries that have also locked down, by the way, so that those people too could work from home. So it was a lot of stuff that they did. So I'm thankful, but I swear some days I think my internet is running slower, but I think that that's on Spectrum because everybody's using the internet because everybody's at home. So everybody's using the internet all day, all day. So I think I'm gonna have to have a conversation with them because it drags when I'm downloading files during the day for work. But anyway, guys, I digress into my work day. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate everybody for coming out and hanging out with me in the Purple Paisley Den. I hope this was like a peaceful Zen time for y'all as I talked about what's going on. And I will see you guys tomorrow, hump day. But until then, I offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. All right, guys, I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.